Welcome to Deanna Reads. My name is Deanna and I read. So the book I'm going to be reviewing for you today is called And Only to Deceive by Alexandra Tasha. Start by reading the summary. For Emily, accepting the proposal of Philip, the Viscount Ashton, was an easy way to escape her overbearing mother, who was set on a grand society match. So when Emily's dashing husband died on safari soon after their wedding, she felt little grief. After all, she barely knew him. Now nearly 2 years later, she discovers that Philip was a far different man from the one she had married so cavalierly. His journals reveal him to have been a gentleman scholar and antiquities collector who, to her surprise, was deeply in love with his wife. Emily becomes fascinated with this new image of her dead husband, and she immerses herself in all things ancient and begins to study Greek. Emily's intellectual pursuits and her desire to learn more about Philip take her to the quiet corridors of the British Museum, one of her husband's favorite places. There, amid priceless ancient statues, she uncovers a dangerous dark secret involving stolen artifacts from the Greco-Roman galleries, and to complicate matters, she's juggling two very prominent and wealthy suitors, one of whose intentions may go beyond the marrying kind. As she sets out to solve the crime, her search leads to more surprises about Philip and causes her to question the role in Victorian society to which she, as a woman, is relegated. So this is a historical mystery. It's starring Lady Emily Ashton, who is a recent widow. Her husband has died within 2 years, and as it says, she didn't really know her husband at all. Two of his former friends have visited her because she's now out of the mourning period. This is set in Victorian times, that kind of thing, and a woman mourns for like 2 years or something. I don't know. They mourn for a really long time, and she's near the end of her mourning period, and so she's now allowed visitors and such. Two of her husband's friends have visited her, and they've raised questions within her, and she's started reading her husband's diaries. So she's learning more about her husband, and she's falling in love with this husband that she didn't know well enough when they were married. And along the way, she discovers that maybe his death was under mysterious circumstances. At one point, she thinks maybe he was a bad guy. It's just really a lot of mystery and intrigue, and her discovering herself, because a woman during this time, she lives in her father's house, and then she gets married and she goes and lives in her husband's house. She doesn't really have a time where she's on her own. So this is Lady Emily's, her time alone, and she's discovering lots of things about herself as well as this mystery. I did enjoy this. Not enough to right away start reading the rest of the series, which it is a series of books. I think they're up to 5 books now. But I read the second book, and that second book really pushed me that I wanted to read the third book, and then I wanted to read the fourth book. But these are a very highly interesting series about women, in their role in Victorian times, if you're into that, and her trying to see the limits of that. She's trying to push through those limits, and it's a really good book with a very strong feminine character, and she doesn't always make mistakes that make you cringe, and she doesn't always do things that make you go, no, you idiot, don't do that. She thinks things through, and that's really what draws me to this character. So if you enjoyed this review, and if you want to comment below, tell me what you think of this book, just let me know and keep reading. I have an expansive amount of books that I want to read and very little money to do it with.